Okay, so this is going to be my first public YouTube video. It's going to be a bit of an experiment and a series of videos on how to make a Flutter application. I was initially going to jump straight into it and show you how to make some cool widgets and stuff like that, but I thought a good first video would be on how to set it all up. So I've moved to my desktop, which already has some of the tools that we need, but I will also install some extra stuff that you will need to develop on Flutter. Sorry if you're on Mac or Linux, but I'm sure you can probably follow along and get a good idea of what you need to do. Firstly, we'll need Visual Studio Code, which I already have, and I think I already have Git Bash. Yeah, I do already have Git Bash on my desktop, but include the links under the description. Fairly self-explanatory. If you're on Linux or Windows or Mac, you pick the corresponding download option. Same for Git, but I don't have Flutter, so we'll start with Flutter at least for this video. And again, they're just programs. You download them like you do anything else. But we'll get started with the Flutter SDK. We'll download the stable zip. That's going to take some time. While we're doing that, we also need Android Studio, which we're going to use a phone emulator to run our Flutter application, because I don't have an Android phone, so I can't test this without the emulator. And if any of you don't have an Android phone, you can plug your phone into your computer and run it from there. I find this a bit easier, especially because I'm an iPhone user. Don't have time to read all the agreements, but we're going to send it. So we'll get these downloading. I'm probably gonna cut the video. I know it's just started. Go away, please. But yeah, I'll jump back or cut to when we've got at least one of them downloaded, so I can show you the next steps. It's probably just going to be agreeing to the default options, in all honesty. But yeah, I'll cut the video here and we'll jump into whatever downloads first after this is done. Okay, so Flutter's finished downloading. Hopefully I could cut it. I'm not very good at editing, but I'll open it up just so we can have a look at it. And if we go to the installation instructions, they just suggest to put inside one of your drives and a source, and then that's where they put the Flutter SDK. So we'll do that. We'll make a new File Explorer tab. I'm going to use my D drive. If you have OneDrive, that's fine. Make a source directory, open that up, and we have Flutter. Could probably just, no. Sorry, my computer's a bit laggy because I'm running everything and recording. It's not the best computer, but we'll make do. We're pasting the zip, and we should be able to extract it here. Extract. It's probably going to lag a bit, but we'll give it some time. There we go. Just thinking. We also almost have Android Studio downloaded, so that should download in time. At least until this is done. Well, it might take a while again. While that's happening, we can open Android Studio at least while that's going about. Give it a bit of time. Go away, Norton. Click yes. We'll do the default, almost default. I'm just going to change this to my G drive again because I want to limit the space on my C drive. Click install. So both of these are going to be running. I'll probably do another cut if I'm being honest, because no one really wants to sit here and watch bars load. So I'll have to edit again, which is a pain, but we'll jump back once this is all finished downloading and extracting, whichever one happens first pretty much. Well, that actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, but I stopped the recording, so we're going to start up again. Android Studio setup's finished. We'll go next. We want to start Android Studio just so we can have a look at it. Do not import settings. Don't have anything to import. Don't send. And here's Android Studio, which is cool. That's good. We will need to use this. I'll use dark. Always pick dark when there's the option. I'll just click finish. Oh, so it's starting more downloads. Great. The main reason that we're going to be using Android Studio, at least while this is loading, I can talk about it, is we're going to be making a Android phone emulator. I'll show you how to do that, and then we're going to link it to Flutter and VS Code, and then we can run all of our code and all of the project through VS Code, including with Git, which is pretty cool. And it's an easier, you can use Android Studio to make the app and do the code and all of that, but I find VS Code's just better, and it just creates like a hub that you can have everything working through. You do need to open Android Studio and run the emulator whenever you want to do the testing for the code on the phone emulator, but everything else, Git and Flutter and all of that go through VS Code. It just makes it a lot easier. So there are some people that use Android Studio to do their code, but I just prefer to do it through VS Code. But again, there's going to be a lot of cuts at the start of this, but I'll cut again until either of these are done. Okay, so we've had Android Studio finish downloading, as well as Flutter finish extracting. We'll just close Android Studio for now, don't really need it. So Flutter's finished extracting. We're going to drag the Flutter file into the source, so the main directory, and we can delete the zip and the extracted zip. And we need to set up the path variable for Flutter before we can start using commands, I'm pretty sure, and I think the instructions are on this page as well. Yeah, we need to update the path. To do that, just type into your search bar env for environment, and we're going to want to change the environment variables, and we have a user variable path, and we're going to want to edit this path and give it the bin for our Flutter directory. It's a bit, it might not make any sense, but as you can see, I've already done this for VS Code. So what we're going to have to do is go to our source for Flutter, open up the bin. The easiest way is just to copy the directory from here. So you can Control C that. We can edit, add maybe new, there we go. Control V, D drive, source Flutter bin, okay, and now if we open it again, hopefully in our path, we've got it there. So that's pretty much what they've told us to do. And now we should be able to run Flutter Doctor, which is just going to show us that Flutter's working. So we can, oh, sorry about that. Close all of this. I'll create a new git bash terminal. You guys should have finished downloading Git, at least by now. So we can go Flutter Doctor, hopefully. It's taking some time, which is a good sign. There we go, I'll full screen that. Welcome to Flutter. So we've got Flutter installed properly, which is good. I think it's still thinking. We'll give it a bit of time. Yeah, so that's good. So we've got Android toolchain, Android toolchain development. We don't have Android Studio, Flutter plugin not installed, Dart plugin not installed. That's fine. Connected devices, so we're going to connect the device, that's what I was talking about earlier with the emulator. We're going to add the extensions. I don't know why it's saying Android Studio. We should be able to set it up for VS Code, Android toolchain. So we'll get into the next steps now. We'll close this, we don't really need it. And we'll bring up Android Studio. Close all of these as well. Create new project. Next. Finish. Don't really care. Doesn't matter. Workspace. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is, bear with me just 2 seconds. I've got full screen. Okay, so we're going to create the emulator, and this is going to lag my computer out a lot. That's fine. Okay, so at the top right, there's going to be the AVD manager, which we're going to want to open. And we already have one here, but I'll just show you how to create a new one. So we're going to create virtual device. We can pick whatever phone we want. We'll just do Pixel 4 because it's the newest. We'll need to download the OS, which is going to mean another cut, which is fun. Actually, no, it won't necessarily. So we'll start downloading the OS, which is fine. Can I minimize this? Okay. Well, while that's happening, we'll make a new folder on our desktop. I know mine's a bit messy. And we'll just call this, if it lets me rename it, local Git. And inside our local Git, we will make a new folder called Flutter App. And then inside Flutter App, we'll need to go to Git bash. And we're going to use our terminal to get into the directory. I'm not really going to explain exactly what you need to do, but there's two main commands you need to know, which is ls, which just lists everything inside the directory that you're currently in, and cd, which is change directory. And we're going to change to our desktop. And just for an example, if I ls inside our desktop, you can see we've got our local Git, which is this folder, and we can go into our local Git folder, and if we hit ls again, there's the Flutter App, so we'll go into our Flutter App, and then inside here we'll run git init, which is initializing a new Git repository. As you can see, initialized empty Git repository in here. And in our Git bash, we can see that now we have the master, which is the master branch for Git, which is what we want. So now we're going to go, while this is still downloading, into VS Code. Once this opens up, again, sorry about the computer, it's going to be a bit slow. We're going to add a workspace folder, and from here we're going to go into local Git, Flutter App, and add. And now this is going to open that folder as a workspace inside our VS Code. And we have it here, which is exactly what we want. So go to Flutter App. We'll close this as well. And I actually forgot a step. We will want to add extensions. We'll want the Flutter extension. And what was the other one actually? Oh, bash. So I think there were two. So if we run the Flutter Doctor again. Dart plugin. So we want the Flutter plugin and Dart plugin. So that's installed, that's good. If we just do Flutter Doctor again, you're going to realize that we're using VS Code. I'm still thinking that we're using Android Studio. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'll probably cut this and just find out what the issue is off camera, just because it's going to add extra time to the video, but bear with me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Alright, so of course things never go smoothly when you want them to in development, but I'm going to explain what's happened off camera. So The reason that we can't see Flutter Doctor with VS Code is because I don't have the default path enabled for VS Code, which is fine. That's not an issue. We do have an issue though with our emulator, at least for mine. I click run and it says the AVD could not start. I'll show you why that is, and I'm going to show you how to fix it in case you have the same issue. So we're going to make the exact same one that I had before. Here's the issue. We need to enable VTX in our BIOS, which is a pain because I can't record that. I can do it from my phone, which is what I'm probably going to do. But we need to enable it, which means starting up BIOS, which is annoying. But we'll make it. We've already downloaded like I showed before. I think everything else should be fine. So we have it here. So if you need to get to BIOS, we need to go to Settings, Update and Security, Recovery, and Advanced Startup, which I'm going to not click. But I'll take screenshots or record it from my phone on how to do it. I need to stop the computer recording and we'll jump to that probably now. Okay, so this is a mess of a video, but what I've done, so what I initially showed wasn't correct because that didn't allow me to do it because my computer's Asus. It's going to change with each computer, which I know isn't ideal, but hopefully you don't have this option at all. For me, I hit restart and held down my F2 key on my keyboard to get into the BIOS options, and we're going to enable the visualization text. So it's in my CPU configurations, and we're going to go all the way down, to Intel Virtualization Technology. We're going to hit enter, enable it. Alrighty. So now what I should be able to do is go to the top, enter, and go to main. Oh, we can go to easy mode with F7, sorry, down the bottom right corner. Now we want to save and exit, which is F10. And we've enabled Visual FX Technology. We're going to hit OK. And now my computer's restarting. And I'll jump back to the normal recording once it's restarted. Okay, so we're back on the normal recording. I did record the BIOS changes that I did on my phone, so it's going to be different, as I said while I was recording it, but it's going to be different for each type of system. I'm with Asus, so I had to use F2 while I was restarting to bring it up, and the normal Windows way didn't bring up the menu that I needed, but it also means that we should be able to run our Android emulator now. Yes, it's worked. Okay, I've got anti-cheat for games, that's fine, it should still run, it shouldn't give us too many issues, it might just be a bit of a visual problem towards the corners, yeah. I mean, yes, so we've got it running now, that's exactly what we wanted. It's a big phone, golly. Okay, so while that's starting up, get my VS Code again. And we're going to open it all up. While it's opening, okay, Java. Okay, we can go to our Flutter App. This is where we want to be. We can do Control tilde or back quote to open our PowerShell within VS Code. And now if we run Flutter Doctor, as I said, it's not the right. It's not going to like that. Flutter Doctor, as I said, it's not going to pick up on VS Code because I have it installed in a different path to normal, but that's fine. We'll just see what it says because it should detect our Android phone now. Connected device, that's exactly what we wanted. And to resolve this, we can just run that command. So we'll run this. Gonna fetch it, we'll click yes, 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 yes. Oops. Okay, so now if we run Flutter Doctor, cancel that, sorry. we've already done that. Flutter Doctor. We'll have everything apart from Android Studio. That's because we're on VS Code. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. So now we're inside our Flutter app, which I'll bring up the local Git onto the page. Flutter app. We're inside here pretty much. And from here, we're going up. What's that? We're going to do Flutter Create. I think that was the phone. Cool. This is I'll just call this the YouTube demo. And it's going to create our application, and this is going to take not too long. Sorry about the noise. I don't like it either. And then it's telling us exactly what to do. So we're going to cd into YouTube demo, and if I bring up the file just for visualization, here you can see inside our Flutter app we have YouTube demo, and this is all of our files and folders. That's good. And now we literally just need to click Flutter run, and that's going to run the base Flutter application onto our emulator here. Make the phone a bit smaller. That's too small, isn't it? That's a good size, I reckon. Oh, gosh. As I said, I don't have an Android, I'm not quite used to them. So this is running all of the files that we just created here, and these are going to be in our Git repository as well, which I'm going to show after we've got it running on the emulator. Which is taking a while. Get Git bash up while waiting for this. And from Git bash we can go change our directory into our desktop, and we can go straight into our local Git. I believe just got the Flutter app in here. Type cd Flutter app. And here we can see that's the master. So I'll show you both ways on how to add all of the new files into your Git. By the way, this won't always take this long. It's only the first time that you run this that it really takes a really long time, just because it's the initial setup. While we're waiting for that, I guess I could just go into the Git stuff. So if you want to use it through VS Code, which is a purely visual way, you can click Stage All Changes, which stages them, and we can put a message to commit them. So we could say initial commit from Flutter Create command. And when we hit enter, oh sorry, not enter, control enter, it's going to stage them. And if we type git status in here, everything's clean. So that's pretty much committed everything into our master branch. And what can I show you? Okay, so if I were to go back into our Flutter app, 2 seconds. I'm sure it's not liking it. I'll just create a new text document here, call it test.text. We go back into our Git and we do git status again. You can see that there's a test.text document, or text.text.text actually. To commit this, or to add this, sorry, you need a git add, and then you type in the name of the document or file. Fatal. That's why. We'll cd into YouTube demo. Then we can hit height this a bit bigger. We hit ls again. git status. Now we can do git add test.text.text. And then if we hit git status again, we can see that's added, and then we can commit it if we want, which we're not going to do because we don't need it. So if I hit delete on this, git status deleted. So it's git rm test.text hopefully. And then git status should pull that. So yeah, now everything's clean. That's exactly what we wanted. This is finally finished, thank goodness. And now we have the base Flutter application. For some reason VS Code's not liking it, so I'll pull this in again, make this slightly smaller, drag YouTube demo into here, or actually what I could do, file, open folder, our Flutter app, don't save the workspace because I don't care. And in YouTube demo, we have all of our files and folders, and this is just the base Flutter app. So this is going to be the end of this video, but pretty much we can push the button and it adds everything, and this is all going to be running inside of the library main.dart. So this is pretty much, oh sorry, no, this is where we're going to be editing all of our code inside this library directory. And they've got all the instructions here, which you can read through if you want. But for the time being, we'll leave it here. That's how to set it up. I know it was convoluted on my laptop. It wasn't anywhere near as annoying. But again, if we go, I'll just see if Flutter Doctor's fixed itself. We are running everything now through VS Code, so it's still saying that it's expecting Android Studio. But again, that's just the directory path that I've edited, and I can't be bothered changing. But if you install it exactly how the wizard suggests, it should be fine. I think I did screw up a tiny bit though, because now I can't really terminate the app. I'll do this as well, so I'll quickly close the app, and then we'll do Flutter run again to run the application. Oh, because I want a YouTube demo. YouTube demo, and now we can Flutter run, and it's going to run the app again. And I'll just show you the commands quickly before we finish up. So again, Flutter run. It's giving us an error. That's probably because I closed it poorly, but these are what we want to look at: the reload, hot restart, quit, clear the screen, etc. So normally to close it properly, you just hit Q, application finish, clear the shell, and it will close from here, and close it there. And to close the emulator, or the virtual device, whatever you want to call it, you just hold the power button, power off, and then in Android Studio, you can just close this once it's all done. But yeah, apologies, I didn't think so many things would go wrong, but it's also kind of good because then I can show how to fix the issues if it comes up for you, people trying to do this.